The name of the project is the Owl Creek Cultural Burn. It's taking place on the Lil'wat Nation territory up in Owl Lake area. The burn proponent for this cultural burn we're doing was Lil'wat First Ventures. They approached us and asked us to give them a hand.
Lil'wat Forestry Ventures is a nation-owned forestry company, so we're owned by Lil'wat Nation. Our contracting crews do as much forestry work as possible in Lil'wat territories.
The two groups we have on site today is the Lil'wat Nation and the BC Wildfire Service. The BC Wildfire Service is unique that we do have the Salish unit crew, which is on site today.
The Salish unit crew is from Lil'wat Nation from Mount Currie. We've been going since '89, I believe it was, all First Nation since then, and it's a well sought after crew and well-known crew.
Years ago, all of our people used to come up here to pick berries, right? The whole community, and even I think it was even some of the neighboring communities used to come up here to pick berries. So
I used to come up with family members and that. We'd come up by horseback. There was no roads here then. We'd come up and camp for a couple of weeks. And that was the main thing. We came up for the winter supply of huckleberries.
We've wanted to introduce fire back into the landscape as it was traditionally done.
When this project was proposed a couple years ago, it hit a couple different things that we were really interested in. One is a great opportunity to collaborate with the local First Nation, the Lil'wat Nation. Great experience for our firefighters. One of the main objectives was to see the science behind if we could produce more berries by burning the cut block versus just having a clearing and a logging opening.
to help with the nations with the berries is also helping enhance the food for the grizzly bear. So it's working with both the wildlife and with the nation to do what they want for the cultural significance of it.
We document completely pre, during, and post burn. We're going to exclude one area from the burn today, so we'll leave it unburnt so that we can compare both units against each other. Also, we run plots through the burn where we're going to check the depth and the severity, monitoring the soil. And this is a great way to put on paper what's here now and what's here in the future, and we're going to compare it against blocks that aren't burnt and hopefully guide us for this type of work in the future.
The uniqueness of this project is I think it's the first one being done in the coastal region, and it hasn't been done to this extent. We're using this as training grounds too for all of our young employees, right, that want to work in forestry, and it's also helping them train their young firefighters. It's working so many different ways.
This area gets a lot of snow in the winter. We're nearly 4,000 feet in elevation. This area opens much later in the spring to give us access. Because it's high, in the fall when we would try and burn this, we'd have issues with affecting the soils with prolonged drying, but on the flip side, we'd also have run into issues with longer nights at this elevation, and our window to burn in the fall would be challenged. So that leaves us in a position where we need to take the earliest opportunity to do it within our prescription in the spring.
The relationship between Lil'wat First Ventures and BCWS is getting stronger, and us doing this burn with them is showing that it is getting stronger. I mean, a lot of the guys on Lil'wat First Ventures were at one time a member of the Salish Nation unit crew, so it's already strong.
It's a really special collaboration that I don't know really goes on in a lot of the other areas throughout the province. Hopefully we're going to be able to build something here that we can continue each year, that we can let other places in the province know that this is possible, and maybe give them some hope and some motivation to move forward.
I think it's going to open up more doors. You look at the success that it had here for cultural reasons, and then even for fuel mitigation, big learning experience, right?
As firefighters, we're used to working in a dynamic workplace. All fires are different, and that's why we really rely on our processes and our training. There's a ton of knowledge and there's a lot of will. All that needs to take place is people talking and getting together. This is where, great ideas can start.